Is this thing on? Yes, it is. Hello. Yeah, it's working, right? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Well, that's Roland's line. Sorry. Yeah, let's continue. Let's continue this thing. I want to do the z-axes, the belts, the gears, and all that stuff today. Hello, Michael. Hello, Odin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Z motor mount off. And I'll do it off the printer. It's just easier for me to show you things. Hey, Joe. Nope. So I'm still waiting for my 80-tooth pulley, so I'm going to use a printed one for now. It's not ideal and it's not a good print, but I need to get this done. So I'm just gonna get everything I need. I need that. I need a belt, very specific belt. What nozzle am I after? Any nozzle at this point. So, yep, I'm gonna just steal one of these from Pegasus. I'm not building that. Hey, Leonard. So this is a 80-tooth pulley, and I think this is the wrong, I believe, I think Pegasus is going to use a 200, right? Yeah, that's a 200, so I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. Hey, Gulls. Yeah, thanks. I've tried to improve at least. Wow. So I was gonna do the z-axis, but I can't find anything. Hmm. 24/7 strobe lights. Yeah. Hey, Fox, how's your build going? Panic mode, yeah. Right now, I'm annoyed at myself because I was supposed to bring a belt, and I apparently didn't. Well, slow is better than too fast. Take your time. Get it done right. So, let's look at this thing. So I'm gonna do all of this, or most of it, I think. But my only option for an 5mm rod is this long one, because this one is just a tiny bit too short. So we'll have to deal with this. I might run down and cut this, but yeah, that's the difference that I don't have right now. Screwing 5 screws and then say I need a break is a mood. Yeah. I think we've all been there. So, chat, should I run down and cut this? It'll take like 3 minutes for me to run downstairs and cut this down. That if I do that, I can assemble the entire z-axis except for that single belt. Or should I just try to make it work with this thing? You know what? I can make it work. I can make this work. So if I put this here, let's see. if I put this in, I think this is barely short enough. Hey Anders. I'm guessing by that name that you are Scandinavian. Yeah, I'm gonna make this work. So what we're gonna need for the z-axis, and I'm pissed at myself right now, but we need the 80 tooth pulley, we need a 5mm shaft, and it needs to be about 60mm long. We need 2 F695 bearings and 2 pulleys. And finally, there is a printed part that goes in between here. I need to figure out, yeah, Sweden, I guessed right. You have a Swedish name, sir. And I'm gonna need a printed part, but I need a measurement. So I'm gonna assemble everything and then find that measurement. And I'll probably just print it for next time, I think. And in case you didn't notice, every single screw on this has now been replaced with black ones. I bought a set of screws just for this. Black screws. So I'm going to start by just attaching the motor with one screw, just that single one. Like so. And then I'll put in one bearing there. Seta bror. Aw. Let's see. Just need something with a little bit of leverage. I don't need to cut it. The short one, I can make it work. Just a good looking screw. I think I've said this before, but this rook will be my kind of ultimate rook. So I'm taking extra steps to make it look good as well as perform good. It'll still be a PLA rook. I have my ABS ASA rook still, and I love that thing. I'm not going to change it, but I want this to be a really fast really fast PLA rook. So yeah, I'm gonna do all the things that I can do to make it look good and perform good. This bearing does not want to stay in. Yeah, I'm gonna change the extruder. The Sherpa that I put on last time is not gonna be there. I'm gonna use a HGX, and it's a little bit shorter, so it fits on just perfectly. But I still want to change that part so that you can still use a Sherpa without issues. Okay, so bearing number 1 is on, bearing number 2 is loosely on. That's it. That's all there is. Kryptonite is the sound of tools dropping. Hey, Martin. Black makes it faster. Yes, black does make it faster. It just, if it looks good, it's better, right? So the thing that most of you know, that I have 3 rooks. One of them is in parts right now, but it's coming back. It's coming back to the old version, the one that it used to be. And I have 3 serialized rooks, but this will be my 4th. And then I'm building another 2, but only one of them will have a serial. So yeah, I have issues, but by summer I should end up with 4 or 5 serials. That depends on Galileo. If she wants the serial for hers, she'll have the serial for hers, because she's getting a rook as a late birthday present. Or sorry, Christmas present. Just looking for washers. I want to see if I can make that printed part out of washers instead of using a printed. Light rust on F695 bearings. Yeah, it doesn't change the performance, but it does annoy me. It really does annoy me. I think I'm just going to do this. Now this part is gonna be annoying because I have to keep my fat fingers in here and to be able to do this. Because this part is kind of like the impossible thing. It's super tough to get everything in. Some schmuck who designed this thing needs some punishment for this. Yeah, fat fingers won't allow washers. I know it's not easy. I have the spacer, but it's too long. Let's see, more washers. You know, the thing that I should do is try to make the F695 bearings stay in. Like, get them all the way in. I mean, that one is good. It actually just stays in. This one, however, it's a little bit temperamental. Let's try to make that better. And to do that, I'm just going to get, I have a V-wheel right here. And I'm going to grab my bearing, put a M5 through it. Put it in. Put the V-wheel on. And then find a nut. I found a T-nut. And then I'm just gonna do that. And it's permanently in. That's not going anywhere. Hans, thank you for that $10. That's greatly appreciated. I've probably already spent that, so thank you. I get a slightly shorter screw. Well, actually, that one's going to stay in, isn't it? I'm just telling it to stay in. Okay, so I have my two F695 bearings in. And let's see. Can I fit this guy in there? Nope. So I'm gonna go back to my original plan of just using washers. So I'm taking one. So I'll start with one. And then I put on my pulley. And then it's just a matter of fitting as much of those guys on there. This is annoying because I had a plan for what I was going to do today, which is getting the Z axes fitting and then starting on some of the electronics. And then I managed to forget the belt for the Z axes. I mean, we won't be able to start moving the printer by itself today anyways, so it's not a huge deal, it's just annoying. So in case you're not seeing what I'm doing, I have this Allen key in, and I'm just going to feed on washers to, let's see, I'm just going to keep feeding on washers to fill up that gap. My bench top is actually a old counter from a flower shop in the city. And so it used to be white and it's been painted black with bad paint. So it doesn't look good, but it works really well. Okay. We are at the critical moment. Yeah, so I can fit in at least 2 more, maybe 3 more. So let me go through my bin. For some reason, my overhead camera just decided to go out. Might be dead because I didn't plug it in. So let's give that a couple of minutes to get back up. Hey Makermind, how are you doing this fine evening for me? It's daytime for you. One more. I can get one more in there. Leonard, thank you so much. For the $2. Thank you. Yeah. When you think something's just broken and then you forgot to plug it in or turn it on, and that is annoying. Oh, I'm losing it. Ah, damn it. I lost about 3 washers. And I'm just realizing I could do this way easier if I flipped it on its side. Okay, I need one more. One more. Come on. I'm gonna get on my knees for this. This is not the way this is supposed to be done. Keep that in mind. It's just me being stubborn and trying to do metal shims instead of just a printed part, because I don't have a printer right here. That's what she said. Thanks, Kuro. And thank you, Michael. Yeah, I just about always use a hat, and the apron is something that I started doing lately. Um, Mostly because I kept putting things in my pocket when I was working, and things just disappeared. And yeah, this gives me spots for my screwdrivers, so I should be a good little boy and do that. And I have two pockets right here and another two here. Yeah, it's just a really practical setup for me. I mean, I don't always remember to put it on, but when I do, it's great. I managed to lose about 3 or 4, so I'm just getting a couple more, and I'm going to replace the last 2 with this slightly thicker one. Star Wars or Mandalorian? Well, Mandalorian is Star Wars, but I still enjoy the original movies, the original 6, more than I did Mandalorian. To be honest, I did not watch the last season of Mandalorian. I just found it too boring, really. I would much rather prefer to see the original movies instead. Okay, that's not the right one. Good answer. I mean, everyone's entitled to having their own opinions, right? If someone enjoys Mandalorian, I'm not gonna stop them. To me, it's just the whole thing that I like about Star Wars is the future tech and kind of the aesthetics of it all. And then of course the action and all that stuff. But yeah, the original Star Wars movies are just more entertaining. Okay, I have enough washers in there, so to the point where it's good enough. Getting all in there is kind of impossible. So now it's a matter of inserting the shaft. Like so. Every hole in the rails. Yeah, for the rails, for the top rails, use 3 or 4 per rail. It makes it easier to align everything. You don't need everyone. So do 3 or 4 per rail. I do 3 just because it's easier. Now, should I have put a washer right there? I can do that. So that should keep my, just by tightening this this pulley, that keeps everything in. So now I can actually like move it. And I'm going to start that camera back up so I can keep showing you guys stuff. So give me a moment. Yeah, it was out of battery. Alrighty. So I'm just moving the I'm just moving that shaft so that it doesn't stick out to the inside of my printer. And then I'm going to put a washer on there to, actually no, I don't need to put a washer on there. I can just space it out from the body a tiny bit just to stop it from rubbing on the printed parts. CHL PDF, hey, how are you? There we are. I'm restarting the camera. Come on. There we go. The camera is back. Okay, let's have a look at this. So, yeah. So we have the 80-tooth pulley. We have a F695 bearing. I have a bunch of washers. You can do this with a printed part. I have my GT2 pulley, and I have a single washer between this pulley and the final F695 bearing. And that turns into a super, super smooth gearbox. And now if I had that 188 tooth belt, I would put it on here, but I don't because I forgot it in my office. Well, well. So let's get this back on the printer and do the actual belt for the Z-axis. A build I would make if money wasn't an option? That's a good question. I mean, there's a couple of different answers. There's the boring answer. I would just build the ultimate Trident or 2.4. But I don't think, like, it's been done, right? So I would do some sort of flying gantry Core XY. The Pegasus would probably be at the top of my list, but I would do it in all custom CNC parts and do high temp. So heated chamber and tool changing. At least 4 tools on a 250 or a 350 Pegasus. And the main reason I'm saying Pegasus here is because I just want to do something different. I mean, Voron's been done, right? So why not do something more exciting or something more different? And yeah, I would just do Pegasus. SLS or CNC Pegasus. And every time I think about stuff like that, I realize that I have SLS printing available to me, and I really should start doing something with it. Perfect dimensional parts. Yeah. Imagine having a printer that just makes perfect dimensional parts. Fastest tool changer. I mean, I'm not totally hung up on speed, but being able to print fast is fun and efficient. And I'm saying that while building a printer specifically made for pure speed. Okay, so I have my Z-axis on, and this motor is still just attached by one screw, so I need to put in one more at least. And because I'm going to tension this at a later date anyways, so let's just get a single bolt in that hole. Did I like Zombie's tool changer? Yeah, the Micron is super cool. Just a tiny printer that he managed to squeeze 4 tools into. I absolutely love it. Why does it want to go in? I think tool changers are a better way of doing multi-material. And yeah, speed is good if money isn't an option. Yeah. If I were on a budget doing a build, I would prefer getting good quality prints and ease of mind than speed. So I would spend more money on a good probe and setting it up so that it just works without having to do anything. I would prefer that. Not for any specific reason other than I would prefer not having to spend my time tinkering with a printer that I don't have to tinker with. So I'm going to attach this part. So I need my black screws. I've run out of M5x8 so many times that I bought a 200 pack. So the thing about tool changers versus multi-material, like the AMS and stuff, is that you can have a tool head with a hardened 0.5 nozzle for super high quality carbon fiber filled stuff. You can have a 0.4 for just really high detailed models, and then you can have a tool with a 0.8 for just big prints. And to me, that just makes way more sense than the alternative. Just because my main reason for multi-material is not doing colored prints and figurines. It's engineering stuff, right? Because that's what, for me, 3D printing is about building and designing. I'm more of an practical guy than a aesthetic kind of guy. So having a tool changer is more practical for me. And not having to change your not having to change nozzles because you're changing filament, or having to change filament because you're printing something that you didn't, that needs another material. And all that stuff is more important to me than multicolor. If I got a multicolor printer, either a tool changer or something with like the AMS, I would do multicolor prints. I'm not saying I wouldn't do them. I would just, that would not be the main reason for me to get that printer. Combining different materials, yes. I've been watching people do PLA and PETG support materials on ABS and ASA prints, which is kind of awesome. Because it would just eliminate a lot of support issues that people do have. Should I put in these heat certs first before I put it in the printer, maybe? Because I won't have to... Yeah, let me get my heat insert thingamajig. If a tool has been waiting to print and has burnt filament, may cause issues. I mean, yeah, that could be an issue, but you could solve that too. You could have wipe blocks on your tool changers. And like with most things that are multi-choice, there's ups and downs. There's good parts and bad parts of all different things, right? So, wow, I forgot heat inserts. Hey, Daniel, how are you doing today? I mean, you could solve the whole burnt filament thing with just having a wipe brush either on your tool changer docks or somewhere on your printer. Doing a wipe is a couple of seconds, maybe. So I have my trusty heat insert. For I think it was $4 on AliExpress. I think I paid more for the heat insert adapter thing than I did for the actual soldering iron. So the whole idea about scalable is that it's easier, more often than not, it's easier to buy rails and extrusions in 50 millimeter increments. And because of the whole philosophy of the scaling is to make something that you can build to fit your needs, but as simple as possible, having the rails and extrusions being the same length is a big upside. And yeah, so on the scalable, I prioritize ease of use and easier to get. But if you're using, if you want to use blind joints on the scalable, there is a way to do it, and just get your four vertical posts on the outside of your frame. Just get those 50 millimeters longer, or 40 actually. That's enough, but you can get cheaper by doing 50 millimeters more. But then that would mean that the rear extrusion would still need to be a custom cut piece, because you would need one that's 40 millimeters shorter, because it needs to fit between the top and bottom frames. So yeah, it's not impossible. It's just to keep it simple, I chose to just make everything more or less the same length. So all your verticals are the same length, and all of your horizontals are the same length. Just gonna remove the tool head quickly so I can flip it upside down without completely destroying it. So yeah, the scalable works with blind joints too. It just needs different lengths. So you would have to just add 50 millimeters to your horizontal ones, but then the one in the back would be different anyways. Okay, let's start figuring this thing out, right? So I can get it just started. It's pretty much a perfect fit. So this is the point where I would have preferred not having twist-in T-nuts, because they would stay in better. Would be easier to work with. You will change the parts to match the scalable Mark II. Nice. Yeah, I like the scalable Mark II better than the Mark I. And that's not for a print quality issue. It's just that the having that front belt on a printer as big as my scalable and front extrusion, it just really gets in the way for me. And especially since right now I'm doing content, so I'm doing a lot of filming on my scalable, and getting the angles to be good is pretty much impossible. I don't plan on doing the Mark II upgrade yet, but I might just do in the future. But I've also been debating on whether my scalable should become my own custom design. But time will tell, I guess. Hey, Hybrid. How are you doing this evening? And how is Kimmy? Kimmy, right? I think it was Kimmy. There we go. Kim is also awesome as always. She keeps me busy. Yeah, good. It's good that you have someone that keeps you on your toes, I guess. Someone that gets you up in the morning. Oh, really? Really? I know this was close, but that's closer than I would imagine. Setting up a blog. Nice. Wow, that's tight. I think that would need some... Yeah, this is going to need some modification to work. Yeah, I know how you're feeling about that. My cats gets mad if I don't keep my bedroom door open, and they'll start to jump on the door, making noises. I'm gonna end up just breaking this part. Yeah, you got a new printer. What did you end up getting? The Flash Forge, or the Sidewinder? I think those were your options. X4 Pro. Yay! So the AC plug is in, and it stays in. Nice. Sidewinder X4 Pro, nice. Buying parts from AliExpress and hiding from your wife. I love it. I love it. I mean, personally, I just found a partner that likes printers, so she's been wanting to get a printer, but then again, she has me, so I don't think she thinks there's a reason for her to get a printer, but she's getting one for Christmas. So Lantern Pepper, that's a good name. Yeah, cat scratched my Z motor. I wish I could blame that on the cats. That's me. Because of tensioning the belt on the old Mark 1. Marry her? No. We are not getting married, never. I've actually promised her that I will never ask her to marry me. Now that's smooth. Just remember that I forgot if that was going this way or the other way, but it's going that way. 3 kids? No, I am not father material. Printer's wife and kids? No. How about printer's life partner and pets? I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so my build is going to be different as usual. Try to do. Nah, no one can dictate my life. Burgers. Actually, Odin, I haven't had my burger for a long time. So I'm doing my power supply like this. And my MK2 skipper is going underneath. I'm Pat Daddy material. That's what I am. Anonymous, $50? Really? Thank you. That is more than I would ask anyone to give me. So I'm guessing I need to do more stupid things with printers. Wow, I really appreciate it. And how do I react to that? Few nozzles. Yeah, that's a lot of nozzles, especially because I buy the cheap CHT hardened clones. Yeah, I'm gonna have plenty of nozzles. Pretty good parent. Yeah. That's a good name for it. Oops, my soldering iron has been touching my belt. That's good. Slay girl. Yeah, so let's get the Z belt in. So I'm putting this baby on her back gently. I'm gonna try to keep it in this camera angle because it's easier to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to remove this guy. Another opportunity for me to replace stainless screws with black ones. And since last time, I've also updated my 5015 holder to fit the fans better. Okay, so let's do the Z-axes. Let's find some belt. And I'm going to use the belt from the old Centrolo 50, didn't want to leave you out. Yeah, Michael, that thank you. I'm beyond grateful. If you were here, I would give you a hug. How do I keep rust out of my black screws? The ones that I have are pre-oiled from the factory, so they have like a really thin layer of oil on them. So in theory, it should be okay. And I'm not in a place where rust is a huge issue anyways. Well, that's awkward. I can't find my Z idler printed part. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll be streaming for another hour at least. I'm gonna print that piece that I can't find real quick. So I need to plug in my scalable. Should I just move my scalable to here while I'm printing? It's like a 5-minute print. Let's just unplug this guy. Oops. Cancel. No. My kids enjoy playing with printed stuff. Maybe they would agree on cleaning. Yeah. Yeah. If you're struggling with oil on your, or sorry, rust on your screws, a thin layer of oil just should make it better. Okay, let's find that piece that we're missing first. Yeah, I'm gonna put the scalable here. I'm just gonna find the files that I need first, and then I'll move the printer because the scalable is big. At least mine is. So let's find Rook 2020. Let's turn on my keyboard first. Rook 2020 MK2. Let's go to Files. Z. Where is that little guy? Is the file missing? I'm probably just blind. Give me a second. Hey, Additive Adam, how are you doing? The idler mount, there you are. Let's orient this guy. So, yeah, 30-minute print. That's doable. So let's, I'm gonna move the scalable over. Give me a second here. And just because I'm going to walk in front of that camera, I need to do that so that you don't have to watch my face pass by. Build volume for this is 120 by 120 by 210. Build volume on my scalable is 300 by 300 by 400. It's a big boy. The issue is now that I can't really see my screen, so I'm going to move the scalable over to there. And then I need power. Okay. There it is. Okay, let's just do this because I have to do it, right? So for anyone thinking that rooks are small, I can do that. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of meme for this that could be applied. The power supply, the fan on my power supply on my scalable is bad, so I have to keep pushing it to make it stop making noise. So yeah, this is my scalable. And I'm doing some work on it right now, so it's not ideal, but it's a really good printer. Let's get this out for now. Yeah, I like purple filament. My scalable is mostly black and orange. Okay, let's see. Is the printer online? I've had some issues with the Wi-Fi over here, so. Yep. Now let's, I'm just gonna heat it up. Let's home it while it's heating. Home all and Z tilt. So I'm currently doing work on this, so it's not ideal. I think I just said that. Whatever. Tool down. Ugh. Yes, that's a 300 by 300 bed. The frame can fit so the frame I built for a 350 bed. And with the right tool head, being with this tool head, I can do a 400 by 400 bed on here. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a zip tie and stuff it into that fan. I really hope that this fan is not gonna destroy your guys' ears. So let's do that. Something entirely different. Does coffee work for you where the points against, let's say, Patreon? So my reason for using coffee instead of Patreon is that Patreon is more set up for you to subscribe for additional content, and I don't have additional content. So my reason is that it's easy for you to just if someone wants to give me something, I'm not gonna say no, but I'm also not pushing it that much. Um, like I've set up merch and I've set up coffee so that people can um, give what they think they should give me, not because I want people to give me money. It's not like I want you to give me money. It's more than if you want to give me money, here's how to do it. um, so yeah, coffee is just easy for me to just put in a link anywhere, and it doesn't. Um, I don't feel the need to post anything extra because I don't have extra at the moment. I publish everything just about as soon as I can do it. That being said, I'm going to try to publish something every Monday moving forward. I've done 2 in a row, so let's hope I keep doing it. Which printer do you use to print the Rook parts? Um, Actually, I printed most of the Rook parts on my other Rook. So the only thing that I didn't print on the Rook, I printed on this Rook. Um, so this Rook, the purple Rook, is going to be 100% printed on Rooks. But yeah, everything that I could print on my smaller Rook, I printed on the small Rook, just because that's what I have in my apartment. I don't have to go anywhere to do it, so easier for me to just print it. Let's see, upload and print. Let's put on some GUI stuff. $5 a month for a small fee of $3,000 a month. No. As soon as I get to the point where I feel like I can publish stuff on Patreon, I'll set up a Patreon. But no, I'm not gonna set up Patreon just to set up Patreon. Sorry. I think it's my... Oh, I just tried to print on a wrong profile. Let's see. G-code, yep. Let's do that. And let's do that. Print. Fully wrap, yes. At this point, I can't print on anything else than Rooks. I have 3 working printers at the moment, and they are all Rooks. Decide I'm going to post the content on my blog and on Discord. Yeah, I'm on your Discord, Hybrid, and if you give me a link to your blog, I'll probably follow you there too. Do you use a 0.8, 0.6 nozzle on this printer? Yeah, so this has a 0.6. I find it's a nice middle ground between a 0.4 and a 0.8. That being said, this does have multiple tool heads. It's not a tool changer, but it's a tool changer. I can replace the tool head on this within a minute. So yeah, I'm doing live streams every Wednesday, and I'm doing some sort of video every Monday. I have a list of the videos that I want to make. So I'm just at the point where I need to be good at or better at making content and then publishing it regularly. Because up until this point, um, um, up until this point, I've been publishing all of my stuff when I do it, and I've not been like pressed for time to make content. But I want to make this more of a career than just a hobby. So I'm trying to increase my output, if you could call it. I think my Z offset is slightly high, but that's okay. It's a big nozzle, right? This is gonna be, yeah, you can't see anything. Since you're doing live streams, it isn't that easy. So I would love to start doing Patreon content. I have specific plans for Patreon type content. I want to do a design series on a custom printer design. Mostly that's pretty much the same as Rollo is doing, but my design instead of his design. So I want to do I want to do something on Patreon, but I want to focus on YouTube first. And then if I get extra material and I'm able to publish more extra stuff, then yeah, I'll set up a Patreon. That's my plan so far. Okay, while this thing is printing, what do I do? Because I can't do anything on... Well, I can do something on this guy. I can start to put in some electronics. You want to know something super ironic? I did all of that, set up a print because I couldn't find the part in the bin for my printed parts. I just found it. So I'll just cancel that print. And yeah, let's just keep working. So yeah, this is the part that I was looking for, and it was in the bin. I just couldn't see it. Try to give me some room here. No, I don't need a spare for this. It's such a small part. And actually I do have a spare, but it's a different color. So next we'll do the bed. Why not? So this is a this is the budget option for a bed. It's the cheapest V0 bed that I could find. With a 60-watt heater. Rook power considerations when thinking about the concept. So you're meaning power as in force or power as in current? Meaning power supply and all that stuff. Let's get some M3 nuts. So what I like to do is I get the screws in through my bed and I put a nut on. Just makes it easier for you to adjust your leveling later on. Power supply. So yeah, the there's a little thing on what you're doing with power supplies, right? So realistically, you're never going to have everything powered at once. There's always going to be, like, in theory, you could power both your hot end and your bed at the same time, full 100%. But it's an easy thing to just avoid by heating up your bed and then heating up your hot end, because when they're heated, as long as they have been heated up, there's not a huge like, they don't consume that much power. So what I would usually do is I would add up the power consumptions of all of my components and then look at your realistic maximum output. So I would probably do like 40, 60. So 40% on your bed and then 60% on your hot end. And then add all of that stuff up. And that would give you a good number. Yeah, ramp up is what takes power. So if you can just have your heaters heat up separately and not at the same time, they don't consume that much power. So once you're printing, it's actually not using, it's barely using anything. So the minimum you should use on a Rook with a heated bed is 8 amps or 200 watts. If you don't have a heated bed and you never plan to do it, you could probably do way less. And depending on your hot end setup, there's other options too. If you're having a normal Mark 1 and you're using a 30-watt heater and no heated bed, there's no reason for you to have a 200-watt power supply. You could probably get around with a 100-watt power supply. And yeah, DC bed needs bigger power supply. So my scalable is probably my least power hungry printer that I have because the bed is AC. But my hot end is 115 watts. So my hot end on the scalable uses more power than everything combined on a Rook. Because this is a 60 watt bed and a 64-watt heater. So the 115 on my scalable is pretty powerful. Yes, ceramic heaters are fast. I agree. They're scary fast sometimes. Checking if something that I wanted to do is going to work, and yes. Let's see if have this thing cooled down enough. I'll wait a little bit longer. So I want to get this cooled off to the point where it can't hurt itself, and then I'll take it away. Take it away, take it away, take it away now. So I'll be trying something new on this build. Hey zombie. I'm going to try and not use springs because the springs that I have were yellow. And I tried to find black ones, but for some reason they're not easy to find. So I'll be using silicon spacers for this. And I'm not 100% sure if it's going to work or not. Okay, I need to make some room. How are you doing, zombie? I'm guessing you're starting to stress about Rocky Mountain. My mic died. Is it back on? Yeah. Not sure why that. Oh, it's low battery. Yeah, my microphone ran out of battery. But luckily I have two. I'm really glad that I had to buy two right now. So I'm just debating if I'm gonna do springs, yellow springs, or do I cut these? I mean, I need to think about it a little bit. Let's move this guy out of the way first, and then I'll I'll spend some time thinking about the spring situation. Again, I'm going to walk in front of the camera, so I'll do that. And we are back. Yeah, so I'm at the point where I need to figure out, do I just use the springs that are ugly and yellow? Or do I cut the silicone spacers? Because right now the screw doesn't even protrude. I'm just trying to look at how much. It's like 3 or 4 millimeters off to even get through. And I would need to cut these kind of precise silicone tubes. I do have that. Give me a second. I'll go get some silicone tubes. Silicone tube. I can't remember why I bought this, but I did buy it for something. Oh yeah, I was trying to design a kinematic bed mount for the scalable, but I figured I realized that I don't need a kinematic bed on the scalable, so I can just cut this at just slightly shorter because these are way more flexible. Let's see how that works. Offset bed to bulk park position. Michael, I don't understand that. I mean, English is not my first language, but I'm pretty good at it, but I don't understand that. Sorry. Okay, I can actually do this longer. Let's figure out a good length and then cut all of them. Yeah, I know there's jigs for this, but it's so tiny and just 3 pieces. I might as well just do it freehand. Okay. And I have a lot. So yeah, the 12 millimeter thing, it doesn't really apply here. Because there's the different thickness thing going on. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Just cutting them by random lengths. They're roughly the same within like a millimeter. That should be good enough. And I want to use these guys. No, not these guys. Let's see. Come on. are you guys? Here's my Fabrico kit. There they are. 1, 2, and 3. Springs for bed level solid blocks. Well, yeah, so I'm not using solid blocks. They're silicone blocks, but they're really thick. And they're meant for Ender 3 beds, which have really long, tall spacers. But on the Rook, we inset the... We have the spring partially in the printed part by that much. And these are supposed to replace these. So when you're... Yeah, it doesn't work out. So I would either have to cut these, or like Galvani suggested, use silicone tube, which I had, which was a good thing. So thank you, Galvani, for the reminder. So these are my bed leveling screws. These were the ones on the Fabrico build that I did. And I thought I would just use them. I might change these up to purple. I'm not sure how this is going to look in the end. If it looks horrible, I'll just print the set in purple. So I don't need to focus that much on getting my bed super level, because I'm going to do auto bed leveling on this. But getting it roughly there is not a bad idea, right? I'm trying to not keep my head in frame. Trying. Keep that in mind. Well, Galvani, you actually helped a lot, because I was thinking that I had to start cutting my silicone spacers that I was originally intending on using on my Pegasus build. Okay, let's just seeing what I'm doing is the hard part about this. I like to put a washer between the knob and the bed frame. Just makes it a little bit easier to adjust your screws. And looking at this color combination, I'm not sure if it's going to stick with these leveling screws. I think I might print some and put them on before the next stream, but yep, that works. Okay, bed is on. We have a bed, people. Yeah, so this is silicone. I'm using silicone tube, right? So it's flexible. So it works as a spring. It just it looks better in my opinion. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, I'm using auto bed leveling with a probe here, so should not be able to hit the bed at all, actually. 0010. Hello. How do you actually pronounce that? Just 0010? I've been meaning to ask you about that. Okay. Let's do MCU. That's a big moment. Or should I do? Yeah, let's do that one first. I'll probably do all of the wiring. 0010. Okay, yeah. So I was right. Yay. I'll probably do all of the wiring next stream. Like I said when I started this, I want to do everything on stream and not do anything off stream between anything. The thing that I have done off stream is redesign some parts and change all the screws to black ones. Which I thought just watching me undo the things that I've done would just be boring, so let's put in some more heat sets. Woohoo! Zero zero 10 is binary for 2, yes. Let's get some heat inserts. I'm running low. I think I've mentioned this before, but the dual 5015s, they should be good enough for some speed prints, but my original plan for this is to do a 120 blower CPAP. I might do a 7040 CPAP if I actually get one. I think I'll run out of hot end before I run out of cooling at this point, because that's what's happened on my scalable. There are two types of people, those that know binary, those that don't. So I can't read binary. I know how to decipher it. But yeah, I remember in like high school, we did have some fun with binary, some of my friends and me, writing stuff to each other in pure binary. Just gonna do some freehand heat sets. Did your grandchildren teach you that one? Good one, Joe. Good one. Yes, I'm a nerd. I'm not. I'm never going to imply anything else. I did grow up without the internet, so I'm the guy that went to the library and in recess to play chess. That's the kind of nerd that I was. Also, I didn't get a smartphone until I was officially an adult. I think I was 19 when I got my first smartphone. 19 or 20. I'm an old nerd at this point. Additive Adam, thank you for the $7. I do appreciate it. That will be some nice stuff for Pegasus. I'm saving up to buy a better frame for Nibbler's half a bite. I need to buy a new frame for Pegasus, so that all that money will really come in handy. Thank you so much. And also doing multiple tool heads on Pegasus is it's going to be expensive. Okay, we have our heat sets in, and there we go, some black screws. Let's do some back screws. So would anyone be interested in me just teasing or showing some stuff for the Pegasus build? Because when I'm done with this Mark II build, I'll start building Pegasus on stream. I'll probably do a little bit of work behind the scenes building in between streams, so it won't be that many streams, but it'll still be some building on stream. Okay, there we go. That's the blower part. I'll just put that aside for now. Let's do the bottom, because I have like 90% of. Let's get this out first. I have 90% of the parts going into Pegasus, and I'm missing the frame and a couple of smaller items that I've had to steal to other projects. But would anyone be interested in me just showing parts? Because I could do that if someone wants to just see parts. Talk on Discord. I think I've teased. I did make a short just teasing the package that I got from Big Tree Tech. They are a fantastic sponsor, by the way. And if you haven't, or if you didn't know, Funssor is making Rook parts. So they've started to make a 2020 extrusion kit for Rooks. So I'll be doing a I'm not sure if I'm going to do a live stream or a video, just unboxing and putting it together. I might just do a video on unboxing the 2020 kit from Funssor and assembling it to show people how to assemble the frame. This is an MKS skipper. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 driver board with an integrated pie. So this board is kind of cool because this part right here, that's the pi, and then the rest of this, so this part, is a normal controller board with 7 steppers and a CAN port. I won't be using the CAN port, and I'll only be using 4 steppers. And good night, Daniel. Yeah, 3 controllable fan ports. So this is kind of the MKS monster, but with 7 drivers and an integrated pi. So I'll be using 4 drivers, and this has a screen output. And because I'm putting a screen on this, I'll be using that. And it has a eMMC flash unit instead of an SD card. So that's my storage. So it doesn't use an SD card. Yeah. So it's a neat little package. So I don't have to run 2 boards like an SKR Mini or a Pi. So just a size comparison. This is an SKR Mini. So it's quite a bit larger than an SKR Mini. It's actually, let's see. There's another SKR. I keep dropping things. So yeah, it's more than twice the size of an SKR Mini. But it's also smaller than a Monster 8. It's actually the exact same size. No, the Monster 8 is just slightly slimmer. They're the same length, but the Monster 8 is slightly slimmer. I actually thought the Monster 8 was bigger. But yeah, so single board for everything, nice and neat. Hopefully it works out. It doesn't have onboard Wi-Fi, which I think is weird. Why wouldn't they put onboard Wi-Fi? But it comes with a USB dongle for Wi-Fi, so I guess that's better than not having Wi-Fi. Time for skirts. And that needs heat sets. So these skirts are not stock. They are heavily modified, to put it lightly. They're heavily modified to fit my oddly shaped power supply and to clear the power supply over the skipper. Oh, I need to save that real quick. Time for bed. Yeah, I'll see you, Leonard. So if you didn't know, you have like a good 30 seconds to 60 seconds when putting in heat sets to make sure that they're straight. So I'll usually, if it goes in wonky, I'll put a long M3 in there and just pull it gently to the side there where I need to straighten it. Okay. Lithium grease is extremely sticky. Yes. Here's the thing you can do with lithium grease over my pie or skipper. Yeah, it's extremely sticky, and yes, you should have more resistance after lubing your rails. Orange pie is quick, but how quick do you need to go? A lot of new tech, not always need move. So I was using Orange Pi Lights, the really small ones, for my Mark 1 and my first 2020 build, and they work great for normal printing. There's nothing wrong with them. They even do webcams and stuff. But when I started doing speed benchies on my my Mark 1, anything below 7 minutes and the Pi just gave up. Curafox, you are supposed to use it on your rails. Yes. Anything that is metal that moves on bearings. Do you run any of your Rooks with no heated bed? Not now, no, but soon, yes. So my original 32 serial number didn't have a heated bed to start off with. It used a glass bed with a sticker on it. Let me see. So I had two beds actually before I started using heated beds. This is the one that I had. It's a printed frame with just a glass bed, and this is a flash forge build surface thing, and this works really great if you don't have a heated bed. I actually had to pry stuff off with a scraper to get it off. And if you're doing a budget Rook, just do no heated bed. It saves you a lot of money. Yeah, Pi memory issues. I don't think you're going to have any Pi memory issues unless you're doing high speeds. And I'm talking sub 10-minute benchies. So for normal use, just about any Pi works. The Pi 02W is great. I have a Banana Pi M2 that's the same. It's basically just a slightly more powerful version of the Pi 02W, and the Orange Pi Lights that have been using, they're the same chip too. Heated beds are not expensive. No, they're not. But if you want to build like a super budget Rook, just to see if you like it or not, then having just a glass bed or even a printed bed is a really good way to save some money, and you can always just add it in later, right? So it's not something that you have to like plan ahead. You can just put in a heated bed at some point. The only thing that you might have issues with is if you is if you do a smaller power supply that won't support your heated bed. But just from looking at prices on power supplies lately, or through the last years, there's not a big issue on like a 5 amp or a 6 amp to a 8 amp power supply. So I don't think power supply is the way to save money. I think 8 amp to 100 watts is probably your best bet anyways. So I'm a big fan of the external power supply, laptop style stuff, or buy a decent heated bed. Yeah. If you're building something that's not a Rook, that doesn't use a V0 bed, there's a lot of different beds that you can adapt, and you could probably, I mean, you can fit a 160 bed on this. I'm just not sure if it's cheaper to get a 160 bed or just a V0 bed. V0 beds are quite cheap this right now. AC heated bed is also a way to not have a huge power supply, but at this scale, I'm not sure if it's needed. You need an SSR and all that stuff. So, we're not living in 2012 MakerBot era anymore. I mean, I would always just do a heated bed. But if you have a Mark 1 and you're only printing like decorative stuff that's tiny, you don't need a heated bed. You want a heated bed, but you don't need a heated bed. That's the big difference here. And I'm not saying don't do heated beds. I'm saying just if you want to save some money somewhere, you can save it by not having a heated bed. And it also would simplify your build. There's no wires going to your bed and all that stuff. So if you're not doing a heated bed, the print surfaces that you can do are a printed surface, which Cappy does, and it works. The reason Cappy is named Cappy is you do Kapton tape on a printed surface, which works surprisingly well, actually. The other thing you can do is get a glass bed. The easiest way for me that I've found to get a glass bed is to go to a picture framing shop and ask them for the size you need. It's 2 millimeters, but it's like it's less than $1 for them to cut it to size for you. Sometimes they'll just give it to you for free because it doesn't matter. It's just scrap for them. G10 is another really great option. You can get super cheap G10 on AliExpress, especially in that size. In 120 by 120, it's super cheap. On this one, that's a 150 by 150 glass bed. The main reason this is 150 is that I thought that the stock 120 bed looked small. I'm not compensating. Yeah. Yeah, G10 or glass are both great options. And a printed bed frame to put your screws in is easy. If you have glass and you don't think that you're going to need heated bed and printing PLA, then don't do heated bed. But do get a 8 amp minimum power supply, because you never know, right? So there's not a lot of money on saving on going with a smaller power supply. Yeah, you can always add heater later. That's the good thing about it, right? So it makes it easy. Okay, the controller's in, side skirts are on. Does this guy fit? Yes, it does. Barely. It does fit. Oh, that's perfect. Let's do the belts on Z. And apparently there was a screw. Yes. Let's do belts. Shall we? Okay. Let's see if I can find my stuff. Yes, I can. So I'm gonna still use the little printed clips that Kyle had made. So these are some really small printed clips. I like to use these on my belts instead of zip ties. You can do zip ties, I'm not saying you can't, but I just like these. They're more aesthetically pleasing. And being that this is my ultimate aesthetically pleasing build, I'm gonna do it. 3D printing is like you figured out a solution to a problem and then for the rest of the day you feel like a genius. Yes, good way of saying it. Yeah, there's just way too many situations that I've been in where I'm like, oh, I can solve this with 3D printing and then design a simple little part to fix my problem. And I have spent like days solving a problem that I could have solved by just buying something, but I'm into 3D printing and design, so if I can design it and print it, I'm going to design and print it. I forgot to trim this piece. So these are meant for the AB belts, but you can just trim off half of it, and it works great on the Z. I mean, I was in a, when I moved into my apartment, I needed a shelving unit to put inside of my shower to put like my soaps and all of that stuff on. And I could have just gone to the store and bought something cheap that would probably last me the rest of my life. But I spent like a week designing, prototyping, and 3D printing my own shelving unit to put in my shower. It was more expensive because I used a lot of filament for the printed parts. It's a big, like it's bigger than, yeah, it's probably that big. It's like a meter long, 3 feet. It was definitely more expensive to print it myself, but it's way cooler to be able to print it yourself after you've designed it. Yeah, I'll see you later, Hybrid. I hope you're gonna have a good night. Hey Martin, if you have questions about 3D printers, come over to the Discord. We love answering questions over there. The Rook kits are really nice value for the money. I have the Fabrico kit. That's what my 2020 Mark 1 Ultimate build is. It's a really nice kit. If you're self-sourcing and you're in the US, the kits are a really nice option. I do recommend them. Just a heads up, there is a new kit coming. We are mostly there on part selection. Actually, we are done with part selection. Mostly just waiting for the suppliers to get things in stock. And we will have a print or kit soon from those guys. Okay, I have my Z thingamajig. Let's put in some M3x8s. And I do realize that this is probably not the best way to tension your Z-belt, but it's the easiest way, and that's why I did it like this. So yeah, I can confirm now that LDO is making a Rook kit, and I'll be sharing some stuff as soon as I get it. And Joe, he has one. I'm kind of jealous, Joe, but not for long. Self-sourcing is fun by itself. If you enjoy, like I enjoy just sitting online, finding parts, looking for like the best bargains and stuff. And it's really fun. I find immense pleasure in just building the printer virtually as you I just enjoy it. Not sure why, but I just enjoy it. So let's find some long M5. I really can't remember how long I can make this. Can I get it in? Yes, I can. Okay. Yep. I could actually put a longer in there. Welcome back, MakerMind. Yeah, Joe, we don't talk about those numbers. We just don't talk about them. Shush. I'm just looking for my bearings for my Z. So open another packet. Yes, I have 10 of these rolls with bearings. I don't have issues. I know that I can. There's a way for me to find out exactly how much I've spent on AliExpress, because I pay everything on PayPal, and I can just organize PayPal by payment. So I could find out how much I've spent on AliExpress, but I don't think it'll make me have any sort of joy whatsoever. I think it'll just give me depression. We don't talk about Ali. No, no, no. Oh, that's a. Sorry. And I'm back. That made some horrible noises. So let's just show you what I'm doing, right? So I've done the first loop. So I attached it right there by going through that little peg and then down through the GT2 20-tooth pulley that's inside of the gearbox, and back up through the bed frame itself, and then through the pulley at the idler at the top, and then we're just going to go back through, and I'll push it all the way through. Yeah, I turned off my mic because when I was screwing in the M5, it just made some horrible noises, so I didn't want to destroy your ears. And let's get this thing through. So if you're upgrading from a Mark 1 to a Mark 2, your AB belts will probably be too short, because there's about an extra 100 millimeters on the belts. But you can use your AB belts for the Z-axes. And there we have the belted Z. I'm still missing this belt. I have that at home, so I'll put that on later. So when we put that on, we tension this. We tension this by loosening that, and that screw, and then doing that. That's all that you need to do to tension that Z belt. Oops. So I guess part of my idler tower will be melted. I'll just reprint it. Remember, guys, soldering irons are hot. And now we can tension Z. Oops. Yeah, I'll reprint that. No worries. So to tension Z, let's do that. I'll loosen the two M5s in the back, and I'll grab some M3 by, I'm guessing like 14 or 18, maybe 20. They just need to be long enough to go all the way through. And I'll put those in. I did figure out that you could just use the front two. Don't lick lithium grease. Do not do that. Good catch. Don't lick lithium grease. I shouldn't have to tell you that, but I'll do it. I'll be the one. Oh, come on. So I got two screws in right there, and I'll just slowly just increase tension on those. Let's see. My really good driver set is over at the apartment, so I'll have to do with this stuff. I'm just slowly increasing tension by tightening these screws. And I'm trying to keep it even. So I'm looking at it from the front and just making sure that it looks even. So right now it doesn't. So that's a really good tension. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And I don't mind showing you that I make mistakes because I'm pretty confident that I make mistakes. Okay, we have our Z-axes. And with the right belt tension, it shouldn't drop that much. So right now it's not actually dropping at all. Okay, let's just put that on there. Actually, black printer. I mean, that looks really good, doesn't it? Okay, I'm gonna just keep putting things on here for the next 20-30 minutes. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, hello. Haven't seen you around. How big is the plate? It's 120 by 120. So it's a Voron V0 bed. It's not, it's just, that's what we're using. Your build volume on Z by default is about 110, 115. Mine is taller by about 100 millimeters. So my build volume on Z is 210. Mostly because I want to print these guys. I'm just going to keep throwing parts at this thing until I either run out of parts or run out of time. So I'm thinking another 20, 25 minutes of streaming. I'm starting to run out of black screws. I need to order another kit of black screws for this. I probably want to do all black screws on Pegasus too, so I might just order 2 or 3 more kits. Having those kits are just so valuable to me. Let's see. Let's put this in here. I need to get a better driver for these 2mm guys because this ball-headed one is worn out. I've had it for years, so I'll put that on my list of things I need to buy. Yeah, thanks for hanging out in the stream. It does help me to get motivated to keep doing it. I don't think you guys understand how much I've wanted to just build this thing as quickly as possible. I've been planning it since I started designing the Mark II. I'm just super excited for it. I immediately knew that I wanted to do my ultimate Rook when doing this. I did not plan on using just all premium parts, and I was going to mostly get along by using stuff that I had. But it turns out the only thing that I'm going to use that came from one of my other Rooks is the heated bed. So my original Mark 1, the first Mark 1 ever built, is going back to not having a heated bed. Hela. Oh yeah, for the goddess of war from Norse mythology. That's cool. Black and green. Hela. Yeah, like it. I approve this message. Wow, that was cringy. Okay, so CPAP coolers are in. I need to find a good way to run these wires. I'll probably put them over to the side and just go down the frame. The bed wires, I'm thinking of mounting them like that. That'll give me full movement. Wow, that's a bad pulley. Yeah, I'm gonna replace that pulley down there. It's horrible. Not sure if you can. That's all because of the pulley is just bad. I'll order some good quality pulleys in black, and I'll just replace all of them. Okay, let's put in some more screws at the top. So you probably noticed I'm only using these two. These two are optional, actually. So you can put them in, but they're not needed. And there we go. Do I want to do NeoPixels on this? Yeah, I want to do NeoPixels. Kind of have to, don't I? I'll probably do a strip on each side and a strip on the tool head. Nebula purple. I need to find a name for this. I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it's good enough. So I'm just going to keep attaching things. This is my very simple wiring attachment point to go on the back. And this is my number plate tag holder thingy-majig. X-axis on small linear. Yeah, the X-axis is a 150 linear rail. I officially have not enough screws. I think that's becoming a theme on my streams, that I don't have screws. So when I get home today, I'll order another kit or two. Have a good one, Martin. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, please do post a pic in the Rook 2020 channel, or Rook channel if you're building a Rook. So, now's the question. Do I want to put my number plate in the center, or should I put it offset to one side? because I have the most gorgeous number plate ever. And I never actually checked if this fits. It doesn't. So I'll have to either make it fit or reprint. I can make it fit, yeah. So here's my number plate, complete with fingerprints. So that's going on to that mount right there. Like that. So do I put it offset to one side? Oh, my main camera is out. Do I put it offset or do I put it at the center? If I put it like that, it'll block my logo a little bit. So maybe I'll put it offset. I'll go check the camera. I think this looks great. Either that or that. I'm going to do that. I don't want to use tools on this. I don't want to use tools on that. Okay. I'll put it to the side. I think that looks great. There we go. And number plate is on. How good does that look? Thanks to AIM6 Mac for that. He built a scalable and he had one of those on, and I asked him if I could buy one, and he sent me one for free. So I do appreciate that. Big thank you to him and also Saeed that set it up for me. I'm going to install my taller feet on this because my side skirts are taller than my feet at this point. I mean, I don't hate the centered look. It's just that my logo is centered, so that would block the logo. That was my only concern, really. I didn't want to block the logo. No more stainless steel screws. Let's go all black. Now, should I extend these? Probably. I can do that. So I'll take off these feet, these tiny ones. I think these are the feet that came in the Fabrico kit. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they are. Oh, and yeah, I need to remember to take a picture of the printer after the stream and post it on the Discord because I forgot last time. And I couldn't be bothered going over here just to take a picture. I usually take a picture of the progress and put it on the Discord where I'm walking home from my workshop. And I hate to be the guy to do this, but remember those guys. Those guys. Also, those guys. There's links in the description to all of the Rook parts that you can get from Funssor. They have CNC belt cradles, top gantry, and bed gantries for the Rook Mark 1, not the 2020. But the belt cradle you can use on the 2020 as well. I specifically designed the new tool head to work with the belt cradle from them, so that you can get the best parts available. Where are all my M5s? Right there. Right there. Looking for the screwdriver when it's on your screwdriver pocket. That's smart. So TPU feet. If you guys are interested, I could put these on printables. I'll probably make a couple of different heights to make it easier. Let me know if you want me to put these feet on printables so you can print TPU feet. They're like a 30-second design, so quite simple. Get in the hole. Okay, feet done. Just thinking about more stuff that I could put on. So now the things that I'm missing are the 4010 going on the side and the front holder for the screen. I need to print that. You're more interested in that spool holder. Yeah, these are on printables. It's a two-piece design, so you can just put your spool on there. These are on printables. If you look in the description, there's a link to my Linktree page. Go to my printables, and you can find these. Okay. What more? What more? Okay, I think I'm at the point where I can't do that too much. I could start wiring, but I also would like to do just a single stream with just wiring. It'll just be easier for me to reference people later, just telling them, hey, you can go here to see all the wiring. So let's just put the tool head back on so that we can see how it's going to look. I'll have to take it back off anyways, but I'm just excited to see this. Let's see. I'm officially out of M3x8s in black. So yeah, I'm gonna order 1 or 2 more kits. Okay. So I have a plan to tidy up all the wiring for the tool head. I'll probably do just a giant sleeve out of some sort of fabric. I'm thinking in black. That'll do all the wiring and the Bowden tube. Reverse Bowden, sorry. I can put the HDX on. I can do that. This is an eyesore. I'm gonna order a purple one to put on here. Do I have a motor? I do. I have multiple. I have that one and that one. Let's just put this one on. And Anders, if you can't find the spool holder, just tag me on Discord, and I'll give you the link. But it's in my Patreon, or sorry, my printables page. I do know it's in there because I just updated it slightly. That is a close fit. The Proto Extruder, no, I have not. I do want to. I will be very interested if I could get my hands on one. I would love to try it. It's one of those items that I'm not like purposely. I'm purposely trying not to update myself on. I know that it's out there. And the reason is that if I'm going to do a review or something, I want to be unbiased. So there are some items that I'm interested in that I'm on purpose not following everything on it. I'll usually just get the short points, and then I'll just keep it at that. But I'm working on stuff in the background to get more review stuff. Hey Tegan. Yeah, I'm still going. I'm trying to get as much done as I can before I have to do wiring. And right now I'm just putting on the tool head mostly because I want to see how it looks in the end. This is going to be a really nice looking printer. That's kind of what I was going for, but yeah. Hey Losink, how are you? So I'll just step aside. I mean, how good does that look? Let's put on a spool holder. And I did put a spool holder on each side, not because I'm doing dual spools, just because I want to have the option to move it. And I like the symmetry of it. Yeah, Anders, I know what it is. Just I have this HGX, but I want to do something else with it. So I'll have to see what my final plans ends up being. Nice, Kuro. Make sure to post some pictures on the Discord. I'm really excited for your build because if it works as well as we think it's going to work, it'll be really cool. A 180 or 175 by 180 Rook is kind of awesome. I did consider printing the complete back panel for this, but I've decided not to for now. Mostly because I have a plan for something else going on the back. Yeah, Pro Extruder is a printed extruder. It might be a better option for when I'm going for pure speed. This might become a little bit heavy, so it might be an option. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I have this. Why not use it? Black PEI. Yeah, it's a carbon fiber and PEI sheet. So I can do that. It's a normal PEI sheet too. So yeah, it's a really nice surface. I have this on my other one as well. The marks that you see there it's this stuff. So it washes off. My other one has some dings and scratches in it. It's been used way more. Yeah, back panels with raceway for wires would be really nice on this. The thing is, I'm doing something else back here at a later date, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do a full back panel. I might do, but I don't think so right now. So what I've done right now is I've got this guy, which is it's just a simple mount for zip ties. Like it's super simple. It'll just give me a place to put all my wires out to the side and kind of clean everything up. So yeah, I think that's my point of... I wanted to stream for 2 hours and I've streamed for 3. So no, not an aux cooler. CPAP. Just bigger. So I'm doing dual 5015 to see how that performs. I might just print the stock 5015 one and do a comparison between single 5015 on the tool head, dual 5015 back here, and then the CPAP, the giant CPAP. So, but yeah, I think that's my stopping point for today. I'm really happy about the progress. So next Wednesday, I'll be doing wiring. There's a couple of small things that I want to fix before that, but it's more because I've either done something not ideal now or I need to fix something. I need to fix the pulley on the Z. Not sure if you can see that on stream, but it kind of, it drops like in steps. So I need to fix that. I'll find a better pulley. I'll probably order black pulleys and just replace these two as well. I haven't checked if they're... Yeah, they're not straight either. These are cheap pulleys. Leaf blower to the CPAP. Well, I have been thinking about trying compressed air, but I don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, and I'll reprint that guy. And I need to print my screen mount. That's kind of a priority because I need to be able to put my screen on. And yeah, I really want to find black anodized F6950, 695 bearings. That would be super cool. I'm gonna do black pulleys. I'm gonna get some quality black pulleys. Next would be to get black rails. I'm not gonna do that because I have some rails coming in that are super, super high quality. I'm not gonna mess with those. Yeah. This is turning out to be my best looking build. And I'm gonna put that fan in. I just don't have it in here. I think I have it at the office. So that's it for me. Cheers. So here comes the boring part. If you like the video or the stream, hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do that. I just hit 700 today, so thank you guys for that. And check out those guys and those guys. And you could probably check out those guys for next stream. And yeah.